There is massive backlash to this company redesigning and simplifying their logo, and every time this happens, I beg people to go look up the 2009 Pepsi rebrand. Because I think all of us have the same question, which is what thought process goes into making a change like this, because companies never radically change their logo. Like McDonald's is not going to replace their clown with a shark, it's always tweaking the same colors and designs. So if you're a normal person, you're thinking that in 2008, Pepsi's like, we ought to refresh this a little bit. And maybe had their designers come up with several variations and finally said, well, we like how this kind of makes the white stripe look like a mouth or something. Like it's kind of smiling at you. Where in reality, that tiny little tweak to their logo was the result of them paying allegedly over $1 million to a brand consulting firm called the Arnell Group. And after that tweak to the logo was met with some backlash, the design document was leaked, a 27-page long document that they allegedly presented to Pepsi with diagrams talking about how this new design taps into the gravitational energies of the universe. It straight up reads like the rantings of somebody having a literal breakdown. And it just goes on and on and on. And it's a glimpse into the kind of obsessive overthinking that goes into any kind of corporate decision, where just changing the shape of that white stripe began with this graph demonstrating the intersection of convention, DNA, future, innovation. They labeled their redesign breathtaking, saying it was based on 5,000 years of design philosophy, with the graph pointing out how every element of their change borrows from some ancient design, and how they measured the perimeter oscillations of Pepsi logos in the past, and then went into how they had to match the magnetic fields of the planet to the Pepsi energy fields of the new logo, and how the new logo's Pepsi globe dynamics would match how the magnetic dynamics of the Earth are impacted by sun radiation and wind, and how the shape of our physical universe would tie to the shape of the Pepsi universe. $1 million and weeks worth of work to explain to a giant corporation why they should go from this to this. I'm telling you that whether or not you like the new logo, the reasoning behind the change would sound like the rantings of madmen.